Good morning, Brian. It's Thursday. Except it's not really a Thursday. It's Friday because I'm terrible. And yeah, last night, John, Lulu's cousin, and her Uncle Vic came over at like 6, and then they were there until like 11, and then we had to cook dinner. And by the time I was in a position to record, it was after midnight, and I was like, well, if it's going to be late, I might as well do it tomorrow. So here it is. For my Thursday, but really Friday, but we're going to print it Thursday top 5. I'm going to respond to your video from earlier this week where you were talking about being healthier, and I'm going to talk about the 5 things that I did to help me lose weight a while ago and to be healthier. The first tip is to use some kind of a diet or eating tracking app. A good example is MyFitnessPal. This is what I used before, and I really like it. It's got a humongous library of foods, both prepared foods and individual ingredients. So basically how it works is whenever you eat or cook anything or whatever you're eating, you can log into the app. You can either search for it by name and then tell it like, oh, I had, two pieces of these breads and 3 slices of this cheese or whatever. But what's also awesome is it has lots of entries for restaurants. So if you go out, you can still track what you're eating. That way you can search for like, mellow mushroom, this pizza, I got 2 slices. And it usually has it in there. You can also scan barcodes of things you buy in the store, so that's super handy. And just the act of tracking your food, even if you're not actively trying to cut down on it, has the effect of helping you eat fewer calories because you're more aware and paying attention to what you're eating. So that's a great thing to do. The second thing I would include in this list is to exercise. And since you have mentioned you're trying to get more into biking, you're already doing that. But just finding more things to do, like exercise or going on runs or walks or just doing those kinds of things will obviously help. And MyFitnessPal also has a spot where you can enter in activities you did, so it'll keep count of those calories as well, which is really cool. The third thing I found helpful was find empty calories or things that you don't really need to eat that you can cut. One thing that really helped me was cutting out dessert. I don't really drink sodas a lot, but if you are someone who drinks sodas pretty frequently, that's a super easy way to cut down on a lot of calories every day. Is just say, you know what, instead of drinking soda, I'm just going to drink sparkling water that's unsweetened, or drinking tea or something, but replacing it, because if you can find something easy, like if you eat a lot of candy, or if you get fast food often, or if you drink soda a lot, finding those things that are really full of calories, it makes it really easy to find one thing where you can cut out a lot of calories without having to spend as much willpower on like thinking for each meal, like, okay, this meal has to be perfectly balanced and I only have this many 100 calories for this meal. It's a lot easier if you can just find one thing and be like, you know what, I'm only going to have dessert once a week and that's it. Or I'm only going to have soda on Saturdays, or that kind of thing. So that's super helpful. The fourth thing is sort of related, but it's more about snacking and snacking healthfully. I think it's super hard to say, like, I'm not going to snack at all and I'm going to only eat sensible meals, because sometimes you get hungry and snacks are fun. But you can still snack and not have it be as bad and unhealthy as it could be otherwise. Another way that you can make your snacking habits healthier is just to buy fewer snacks and keep fewer snacks in the house, or keep them out of the way. Lots of research studies have been done to show that things that are in sight are more tempting to you. So like if you have snacks in the house, if you keep them in a cabinet instead of on the counter, you're less likely to snack as often and you'll invariably eat less of them. So that's one way to do that. And finally, the last thing that I found super helpful for me was to find ways to just add a little bit more activity into your day without thinking of it as like going out and exercising. An example of this would be like making a point to park as far away when you go to the store instead of as close, so that you have to walk a little bit more to get into the store. Taking the stairs instead of the elevator whenever you go into a building. Little things like that where you can add in little tiny bits of activity during the day, and over the course of a day or a week, it definitely adds up to being something more consequential. So these are 5 of the things that I found helpful. Hopefully they help you, Brian. And again, I'm sorry that my video is late. However, I think that you are currently due 2 punishments, so I think that I should be absolved from having to have a punishment, and I think that we should just say we're even. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. So I hope you enjoyed this video, Brian. I look forward to your video later today. See you later.